So, back on the Z. In the last video, we chopped the exhaust because we didn't need that bit. And I kind of need that, but I can't get that off because it's kind of welded both sides. So, I got these laser cut. Back of the car, that is the downpipe. This here goes in there. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that. I'm going to slide that over there. We're going to put that over there and we're going to offer that up to that. So as you can see, I've slid that flange and that gasket into the rough place where they want to be on there. This here is, well, that will go up there. That's another story. Got to drill out some of these holes a bit so that it lines up with that, because that's not the official gasket, and this flange is slightly different size to that one. But yeah, that's another matter. Nut in the washer through there. Washer, yeah, another washer. And we're not gonna, I'm just gonna do that off camera. So yeah, we've done that up loosely, so that's basically going to tell me where that flange is going to be. So then we've put the bolts in here. I haven't done them up because, as I said, they just work there, but that's almost flush, so you know there's a little bit of manoeuvrability. Obviously pulled the pipe into position down here, so that's sitting where it wants to be. Now we've been around the back of the car and it all sits where it wants to. Do need to address an issue here. There should be a kind of bracket that comes down here, goes 90 and hangs that. They're 45 quid each, they are. My car was born an automatic and it's been manual swapped, and obviously they attach to the gearbox, so I'm guessing the gearbox didn't come with, which is why I've never had any. But yeah, we're gonna have to make something for that in a bit. But for now, that flange is exactly where it wants to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the Sharpie and I'm going to draw, hopefully on the exhaust, not the flange, but on the flange as well by the looks of it. Round it. Which is really awkward. But obviously we need that bolt to line up with that bolt. So what we also need to do is go and put a line here and put a corresponding line on the exhaust pipe. So basically when I weld it, that circular line around that will line up with the flange, and that line will line up with that, and I'll be welding it in the right place, because I'm not welding it on the car because they're fuel lines. So I've took it off the car and I've put a few tack welds on it. Yeah, they have cooled down now, just to hold it in place. Obviously it moved about a bit, so hopefully it's back where it should be. Use these lines to sort of line it up. Yes, I was using that. So we're going to put that back of the car and make sure it's where it should be before we basically weld the whole lot up. So yeah, that's back as it should be. That obviously will clamp together when I bolt it up, but it's in the right place, and the back is slightly on the slant, but not too much of a slant. Imagine it's rotated slightly when I've welded it. However, I could probably adjust that at the back end with the hanger. Well, by no means pretty. There's a reason people tick these, and there's a reason they use people who know what they're doing. But it's not pretty, but it's functional. That, however, not so functionable. So I hit it with the hammer a few times. Well, I say a few times, I mean loads. It's no way straight, but it's slightly straighter than it was. This has got a kink in it anyway, but that won't hammer down. Hopefully when that's on, it should push it enough in the middle. I think there might be a slight leak there, but there would have always been a slight leak anyway. And I'm going to change this. This is kind of a temporary exhaust. So regarding that, what I'm going to do is I've got a nut insert, so we'll just stick a nut in it for now, and we're going to weld that in there. By no means clever, because I love welding rusty shit, but we can thread a nut in here, not this nut, I just don't have one the right size, and that will block that hole up. So that's bolted on. That there is also bolted on. As I said, that's not going to be perfect because that flange has actually got a bow in it anyway, but it already had a bow in it, but it's as good as it's getting. Well, this side fitted considerably better than that side did. So all I need to do now is just slide that up there, line that up, and just, yeah, fuck off starter motor. Yeah. So we got that pushed up, bolted on. I've got the ratchet stuck in there. Can't get that out unless I take it off. So I'm gonna have to figure another way putting that bolt in. Anyway, I've decided this side I've put some tack welds to hold it in place so it doesn't move about. Then when I take it on and off, I'm gonna take it off now and I'm gonna weld it up all the way around. Because unlike the other side, this side here, there's no fuel lines here, whereas obviously over there there's some fuel lines. So yeah, that's all welded up and on. It's on there as well. And I've done the same here. I welded a little nut thingy bob in there. I need to get some nuts for this side and that side over there. So at the back of the car, that exhaust is kind of slightly like that and lower. That one is level but a bit higher. I think what I need to do is put some new hangers on because they're obviously geared up wrong. But for now, I've got these gaskets and they are going in those flanges. So I've disconnected the well, I'll say the tip pipe from the that pipe, and I've also removed the old gasket. As you'll see, that goes there, and there should be a hanger there. There's no hanger on this side, and well, there's a kind of hanger on that side, so we're gonna have to do something about that and that. Obviously I've took it off the hanger down there, so I'll get it apart. Well, that took a lot of bending rods, knocking things with hammers, undoing things, putting them on, taking them off, putting them on, taking them off, and all that sort of stuff. It's not perfect, but it's as good as it's getting without making some new rods.